Have you gone crazy? What is wrong with you, Mitch? I thought you gave up caffeine. Hot. Hot. Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's me, Mitch. It's my third cup of coffee today, and it's got caffeine in it. And it's 5 minutes after noon. And you're asking yourself, why should we listen to you? This is fickle. Excuse me a minute. Let me take another sip. And I'll explain. It would appear that way, wouldn't it? It would appear that way. We're all talking about coffee. If you're a carnivore, the fact that you quit coffee is a bragging right. A ribbon, so to speak, that you can wear proudly, proclaiming, I'm more righteous than you. I'm a real carnivore, and you're not, because real carnivores don't drink coffee because coffee comes from plants. And everybody knows that plants will poison us. And yet, many of us, I noticed, are drinking coffee. I drank coffee. I made a concession and started drinking decaf, but that didn't take the, quote, plant out of it. All the plant chemicals are still in decaf, the polyphenols and things like that. Just took the caffeine out. And no matter whether I took it out or put it back in, I never noticed much difference either way. I never had withdrawals, never had headaches. Many years ago, I used to drink a ton of coffee. Got it down to 1 or 2 cups a day, and believed all the, coffee will cause cancer. Coffee will cause blocking artery damage, and coffee raises your blood pressure, and so on and so on. So I went and researched it, because I started hearing things from people who you'd think would be anti-coffee. Some of the biggest influencers in the carnivore space drink coffee all the time. There are people who claim, started seeing this, the benefits of drinking coffee and caffeine. Benefits that you wouldn't believe. Benefits like extending your lifespan and your health span, clearer thinking, cognition, drastic and dramatic reductions in mental disorders like Alzheimer's and dementia, better energy, less chance of heart disease, 50% chance that you won't get atherosclerosis. How could this be? All this from coffee? So I've been doing for months now. I haven't said anything about it, but I've been doing kind of a deep dive. I've been listening to everybody on both sides of the argument. And I changed my mind yet again, because my mind is an open one. I'm not firmly married to anything that I believe true today, because I'm always open to the fact that some information, credible information, will come along, show me a side of the argument that I hadn't considered before. And I, along with the rest of society, maintain the right to change my mind. I remember it was a joke over 20, 30, 40 years. A joke. I made a joke about it. It was something we all noticed. the advice, the conventional wisdom on coffee, the thing that everybody knew, changed. Every couple of years, it changed. Everybody knows coffee is bad for you. And then 2 years later, it says, well, coffee is good for you, according to this, that, the other thing. And 2-3 years later, coffee is bad for you. And I used to say to people, do you drink coffee? And they say, well, no, I don't drink coffee because they say it's bad for me. I said, well, wait a couple of years, it'll be good for you again. And that's what happened. Depending on when you drank it, it was either good for you or bad for you. Now, that doesn't make any logical sense, but that's the way it was. So where do I stand today? Not guaranteeing where I'm going to stand tomorrow, because I don't really want to take anybody's word for anything. I want to experiment on myself, but I want to do things safely. I don't want to hurt myself while I'm experimenting. And I'm firmly convinced now that coffee is way more beneficial than it is harmful if you follow a certain set of rules. And that's where a lot of this misinformation comes from. I'll give you just one of those rules, and then I'll give you a link to a video which I think makes the best case for why you should be drinking coffee. It's almost an hour long. It's very detailed, but stick through it. Because if you're going to do something, you better have some confidence in it, or you'll drop it quickly. You want to stick to it, see if it does anything for you. You got to stick to it for a while. And this particular video, just look in the show notes. I'm not going to tell you the name of it or who it is. Go look for it if you're interested. Make you work for it. It's a female doctor who obviously has put a tremendous amount of time and research into this video, which is leaps and bounds the most comprehensive thing I've ever seen on coffee. Both the upside and the downside, and how to almost eliminate any downside and be left only with what I just described to you. Something you enjoy that will increase your lifespan, lower your risk of just about all chronic diseases, including heart disease and diabetes, give you a boost, give you extra energy, help with your metabolism, as long as you follow a few simple rules. Those rules are incredibly simple to follow. I've just made an order from Amazon to make sure I can follow these rules. One of the most important rules is how you prepare your coffee. You must filter it. That's a coffee maker with a paper filter. It's got to be paper. Can't be one of these metal meshes. They're too big. A paper filter, according to this video, will filter out the compound that is blamed for being a carcinogen. So if you drink the coffee out of a K-cup or French press or anything like that, you're not filtering out this carcinogen. So yes, when somebody tells you that coffee can cause cancer, it may very well. But they don't go any deeper than that. Turns out, if you make your coffee and with a paper filter, it doesn't cause cancer. And they've got the tests and studies to prove it. How cool is that? This is one of my last cups of coffee coming out of my Keurig machine until the paper filters come from Amazon tomorrow, plus the new coffee that I'm going to drink. And that's another thing. The coffee is important. There are different kinds of coffee. Arabica, Robusto. There's different coffees. They're grown in different climates, in different places in the world, different altitudes. There's different ways to roast them. Do you want a light, medium, or a dark roast coffee? They've done tests. I've never seen so many studies and tests. It's all been narrowed down to what is the healthiest. So, if you don't think about any of these considerations, and you just start drinking a ton of coffee, it may hurt you, it may help you. But if you follow the studies and the discoveries of the last few years, which are huge, you'll find out that this may be the most beneficial supplement that you can put in your body, especially when you're aging like me. That's what I'm interested in. So I want you to know that. I don't want you to give me a hard time. Mitch, I thought you gave up. Don't do it. Don't do it. There is a method to my madness. There always has been, and there always will be. I'm not telling you to do what I'm doing. I'm telling you that I'm doing it, and I'll take you along for the ride and let you know how it works out if I do notice the difference. And I'll notice the difference probably a lot more than most people because of what the stroke did to me and how even the slightest little bit of anything that helps me shows up as a big change in energy levels that have been devastated by the stroke and what it's taking to heal. And I'll let you know. And I'll let you know honestly. And if I'm wrong or the information I listen to is wrong, I'll tell you that that's my opinion as well. Won't tell you what to do. I'm not trying to give the coffee industry a boost here. I'm just saying, isn't it silly to give up something you love because somebody else has misinformation and tells you it's bad for you? Isn't that what happened to the entire population of the United States when these people told you to give up bacon, give up eggs, give up fat, give up red meat, don't eat too much, eat the mush, eat the breakfast cereal, and addicted us all to sugar and took away the things that are the building blocks of life and what we really need. And most of us today still feel guilty like we're doing something wrong when we sit there and have bacon and eggs or a big steak. They've done that to us with coffee. I'm as guilty as falling for it as the rest of people. How do you know? How do you know? But I'm convinced now, and I watched all those videos and read all those reports so that you don't have to. And you can lend credibility to what I say or write me off as an old fool. But this old fool is drinking his coffee. I want to make sure I get finished my last cup of coffee of today no later than 1 o'clock. It's another one of these rules. That's why I want you to watch this video. She goes on for an hour. You got to take notes. I don't want to try to remember all that stuff. I wrote down what I thought was important from it and laid out a plan of action for myself in order to follow it as closely as I could. And that's what I'm going to do. And I'll let you know what I did. But there's probably many ways to do it. No coffee, at least 8 hours and preferably 10 hours before you go to bed. 0 coffee. Seems it screws with our circadian rhythms and we don't get the sleep we should. So, all coffee earlier in the morning, maybe the last cup of coffee, no later than, for me, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Also, 3 to 4 cups a day is probably optimal for me. But a cup of coffee is 8 ounces. These are 12 ounces. So this is a cup and a half to start with. So I have 2 of these, I'm having 3 cups of coffee. If I have 3 of these, I'm having a little more than 4 cups of coffee. You have to know what a cup really is. It's going to be interesting. I've also got some other things I'll be talking about in future videos. Certain supplements I've been studying for months. A lot of recommendations. Certain things that we older people need to think about that young people don't need to think about. because, quite frankly, aging makes us different than 20-year-olds. Gives us special needs as we get older to help us stay biologically a little younger and maybe extend our life a little bit, at least our health span. So that about does it for today. I mean, my coffee's cooled off enough where I can drink it now. And I do love coffee, and I do drink it black. And I'm hoping this coffee that I bought is good. And when I test it out and try it, making it properly, and if it's good, I'll tell you what it is. I may even put a link to it on my website for you. With that being said, have a cup of coffee. Don't be ashamed. Be proud. Be proud. Be proud while you're taking the rest of the day off, drinking coffee, and eating meat.